I'm David Richesin from Philadelphia, Tennessee, and I'm here with my entire family. I'd like to introduce my wife, Becky, 31 years. We have our oldest son, Jacob, and his wife, Caitlin, and their son, John Luke. We have Andrew and his wife, Bethany, and their daughters, Ellie and Elena. And we have Isaac with his fiancee, Shelly, on the end. I grew up on a dairy farm here at our home place. I was born in 1966, and from a very early age, I began farming with my father. In fact, they have pictures of me 5 years old driving a tractor. I think I was pulling a crimper in the field back at that early age, but I was every second and every minute of my life revolved around being with my dad and participating with whatever work was required on the farm that I was big enough to do, and I just continued to grow into that. Today we farm a little over 2,000 acres. We liquidated the dairy cows back in 2007 and just continued to expand the row crop operation and the grain elevator business, and so that's where we are today. We grow corn, wheat, and soybeans. We have a few baby cattle on the farm. We do also have a small grain business where we do buy and sell grain. My personal relationship, I guess, began with River Valley right after I graduated from college. I came into the dairy and needed to expand the dairy, and I borrowed money to purchase some replacement heifers to grow the milk herd. So that's where I first started with River Valley. Also around the same period, in 1989, we started our row crop operation, and so I had to have resources to an operating note to put in that crop. So that's where my relationship began, and then we're standing here at my home that we built in 1996, and we utilized River Valley for our home. And I worship in town with I'm the only farmer, and we were all young families and different ones working to get a home loan, and they were telling me about what all they had to go through and to get a home loan, and I'm like, oh, you should have went to River Valley, because you couldn't find a greater group of people to work with, and the services they offered. And back then, and still today, they allowed you to refinance your note when the interest dropped, and a lot of the competing banks, and they would charge these exorbitant fees to remodify it to a note mod on their notes. And so River Valley didn't do that. I think it was $50 or $100, and you could do a note mod. You could do it every month if you wanted to. I know probably our loan officer got tired of us calling there one year, but interest rates has continued to drop, and we just continue to do note mods. There's not a service that I need that I can't get from River Valley. To be successful, we have to be efficient, and to be efficient, we have to update equipment and go and modernize with the newest technology, so that we can maximize our profit potential for every acre that we farm. Well, River Valley is very comfortable with agriculture and understands farmers' needs and what all it entails to be a farmer and to provide the capital that's necessary to be successful. And unlike I know the west region of our association, there's a lot of private banks and that are very interested in agriculture, but here in East Tennessee, that is not the case. Banks don't like agriculture loans in our area, so really River Valley is the go-to and the be-all for agriculture in East Tennessee. You don't need to look anywhere else but to River Valley for your financial needs. They've just got all the services and the professionalism that's necessary to grow your operation. Well, agriculture is not an easy life. It's a very rewarding life, because it does provide the opportunity to work with your family. And I'm blessed that all three sons have, the youngest just graduated from college here a month ago, and he wants to come back and come into agriculture. And for three families, I'm blessed that they all three and their wives want to be involved in agriculture and want to continue the operation. And it's going to require us to grow. I guess one of the more impressive parts of dealing with River Valley was is when I didn't have to go to their business, they came to my business, they came to my office, and we were able to do a loan at my location, at my convenience. And I think that was a big steering directive to me as to who I wanted to work with and continue working with, and they were willing to come and meet me in my operation, in my time frame.